Secondhand Toy Dealer here, and this is the pickup video for June. So, here we have the Big Rubber Guys Big Bad Toy Store exclusive, celebrating 25 years of Big Bad Toy Store. And this is the Legion of Doom action figures, Hawk and Animal. Look how spectacular that mold is. You can see the defined muscles, shoulder pads with the spikes, the face mold, the fingers. I mean, this is a really cool action figure. And it might even be like a 7-inch scale. Maybe it's 6-inch, but he's a monster, huge, big action figure for 6-inch scale. That's really cool. I kind of wish that the package would have been one package for both action figures, but it's such a big packaging that I'm gonna have to go one over the other. I was gonna peg stack them, but look how big this packaging is. I mean, so this is not something that I could easily peg stack. But these are really cool. My understanding from looking at pictures is the shoulder pads will come off, and I guess from the title, Big Rubber Guys, I would assume that there's a little bit of flexibility in their arms, and you could kind of play and wrestle with them, although they do say that they are not a toy. So I think that looks really good right there. I've been wanting a set of Legion of Doom action figures, and they haven't made many Legion of Doom action figures recently, and so the previous releases, new in package, are fetching a fair price. A pretty expensive price on eBay and secondary markets. So, and these are spectacular figures. So I'm real excited about that. Had never heard of Big Rubber Guys before I saw those at the Big Bad Toy Store. All right, and then we have the Juggernog vinyl pop machine from Call of Duty. I played some Call of Duty Black Ops 2 Zombies. And in that game, you get some power-up drinks. This one here would give you increased health. And then they had some that made your ammunition more effective, your hands faster at reloading, and then another drink that helped you heal or revive other players. And then there are scripts for other pop machines, and they have one that's on pre-order. If I might end up picking that one up too, the Speed Hands pop machine. But the Juggernog pop machine was really cool. It's got the pop bottles laying on the floor next to the machine, so that's kind of fun. And then I was at Five Below and found some figures. This is a South Park Kenny action figure, and it's a fair size figure. And then we've got the Cartman action figure, and if you compare him to the Best Buy Cartman that I have, you can see that this new Cartman is much bigger than the Best Buy Cartman, although I really like that Best Buy Police Officer Cartman new in package. But I'm not even sure that I really have room for this. I'm going to go ahead and put them down here on the Duff pop cans. But I was excited when I first saw them, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to find a place for them. So it would not surprise me if they end up on the next toy show table. But that's where they're going to sit for now. And then we have these Jada Metal Figs, the Minions. So these are actually really cool. I like the holographic logoing on the packaging, and I think that having an assortment of minions is kind of fun, especially in some nice packaging like this. So I will, so to speak, peg stack this. What I'll do is I'll set one down, and then I'll set one in front, and then on the one above it I'll set one down and one in front of it. And I will probably have Kevin and Stuart be out in front, because they're the ones that really remind me of what a minion would look like. So you got Bob, and then Otto. So let's go ahead and get those set in place. Just like that. And then I have been collecting some Matchbox Skybusters Indiana Jones diecast planes, and this is pretty cool. It is the Ford Trimotor plane, and they already have a couple already released. You've got the MBX Airliner and the River Flyer. So I hope that they continue to sell more and more of these. I hope they have at least one more, and I hope it's the military plane that chased them in the biplane coming off of the blimp in the Last Crusade. I think that would be an awesome plane for them to make. And speaking of planes, we've got the G.I. Joe Sky Striker. This was terribly clever. They already had the F-14 Tomcat mold, so just repainting the mold in the G.I. Joe Sky Striker paint scheme, and there's another thing to sell. So you can see that there's all of that. This is exactly what the toy would have looked like. It even has the example of slide the mechanism forward to close the wings, pull it back to open the wings. So that's pretty cool. I do have one on display, out of package, in the glass display case. We got one to rock and one to stock, so this one here will hang with the other Hot Wheel Premiums. So in the Walmart clearance aisle, I found this Cobb Vanth Mandalorian Armor action figure. This was ridiculously overpriced when it was originally released. For a 3 3/4 scale action figure, I mean, it does come with several accessories, which is nice, but I can't agree with the $25 price point that they originally had it marked at when they originally released it. But I found it for $5. So originally it was $24.97. They discounted it to $15 and then down to $5. So for $5, I went ahead and picked that up. So yeah, I don't know. I already have one in the Black Series, and I kind of like that one better. So that will probably stay on display. But for now, I'll probably just hang him behind the display case back here. And who knows what I'll end up doing with it. Maybe I'll open it. And additionally, in the clearance aisle, I found this Squishy Squish Me Hulk Hogan action figure. Well, action figure is kind of like a mini wrestling buddy. Like the old plush wrestlers from the 80s. I had one. My brother had two, I think. I had the Macho Man Randy Savage. And my brother started with Hulk Hogan and then got a second one, the Ultimate Warrior. And that's what this kind of reminds me of, kind of like a static figure that's just squishy and, I don't know, just kind of a fun collectible. But this was originally $4.97, And then they marked it down to $3.61, and then it was marked down to $1. They had 4 different variants. They had the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, John Cena, and Hulk Hogan. I picked up a few of those. And then at Meijer, I found these Minis car brand, and somebody had opened several of them. This was one that was open, and I went ahead and peeked to see what was in it, and they had the Pizza Planet car from the movie Cars, which is super cool. I think that that's really fun. They got some good detail on this thing. Tail lights and dirt and logo and rust, and then they've got the eyes and the mouth like it came from the movie Cars. And I also have the Hot Wheels Premium variant of the Pizza Planet truck, so that's kind of fun. And that'll go on display in the display case. And then we had some blind boxes that I found at Walmart. So this is a Super 7 blind box, and you could get the classic, a metallic, black and gold, clear, and mystery. And from what I understand by watching YouTube videos, the mystery is kind of like a translucent, sparkling gold. I got the classic one, and you can actually see that how it compares with the one that I got a couple of years ago on cardback. There is silver on the blind box one, where there's white. And so, I mean, I feel like there's some trade-offs here. I think that I kind of like the belt on the blind box better. I think I like the face on the blind box better. But the one on cardback actually has more detail and more places that have different colors of paint. So I do think that the one on cardback is a little nicer, but I think that there are some better paint applications on this one than on this, but I think there are more better paint applications on the one on cardback. So I wish you could combine the best of each one. I would have liked to have found one of the different ones, since I already had a classic one. I think that the translucent one would have been really cool. I think that that's the one I was hoping to find. The silver one would be interesting, the metallic one. I'm not sure how I would feel about the black and gold. Maybe the gold translucent sparkle would be kind of cool, but the clear one was the one that I was hunting for. But anyway, so... And then finally, I finally found the Mario Kart Hot Wheels blind box with the star trophy in it. And this, I've been hunting for one of these for a long time. I had found several Series 1 and Series 2 trophies, the Shell Trophy and the Mushroom Trophy. And then in 2020, when the Series 3 came out, I just could not find any Series 3 blind box cartons. And there's only one trophy per case. And I did find one case at Ollie's one year, but the only one that was gone was the Star Trophy. So there's a little code on the back of each one of these boxes that kind of tells you which item is inside, and I could tell that the Star Trophy was the one that was gone. Somebody had gotten to it before I did. But finally got my hands on a Series 3 blind box with the trophy in it, and then I kind of made a little clear plastic container to put all 3 boxes in as examples of the boxes that it came in. Put the trophies out in front, so I think that makes for a fun little display in the display case. So that's what I have been finding out on the hunt. How has your hunts been going? Hopefully all your toy hunting dreams are coming true. Thanks for checking out my videos. Hopefully we will catch you in the next one.
That was awesome. Yes, that's awesome.
It's pretty cool, I guess.
Are you gonna be a dork your whole life? Hope not.
I'm really, really sorry. I apologize unreservedly. I offer a complete and utter retraction. The imputation was totally without basis in fact and was in no way fair comment and was motivated purely by malice. And I deeply regret any distress that my comments may have caused you or your family. And I hereby undertake not to repeat any such slander at any time in the future.